podcast, and this is an unexpected podcast that we're doing today. We are talking all things Hallmark Channel, big time, 100 days before countdown to Christmas starts. Big announcement that they made today. We weren't expecting, we don't have a Good Witch recap because Good Witch is done for the moment. And so we have a free day to let's talk about all of these exciting announcements. And I'm film critic Rachel Wagner, and I can't think of anybody I'd like more to dive into these announcements than my good friend Dory from All the Phils podcast. Dory, thank you for coming on last minute. There's an emergency podcast need, and you rose to the challenge.
You put out the bat signal, but the Dory signal, and I came on immediately. Yeah. And the best part was you said, "Are you busy tonight?" Rachel's like so sweet, so polite, and she's like, "Do you have plans tonight?" And I was like, "Rachel, you know that all I do is sit at night and watch Hallmark movies." Yes, I'm free.
I don't want to be too presumptuous.
It was so sweet.
Next thing I hear, you're like, "Geez, she just won't stop asking me to be on her podcast."
Never. I'm thrilled to be here. We have so much to talk about.
You could have possibly been podcasting with Mel.
That's true. Podcast. And you know what? That literally would have been the only other thing I was doing. And I'd be like, well, we're podcasting from 6 to 7. I'm free after that or before that.
Yeah. So this podcast is going to be a little more informal than maybe our typical episode because we're just figuring this out today. I don't have tons of time to take notes and figure things out. So bear with us if we don't get everything perfect and we're a little bit silly.
Yes, we're going to be raw and unfiltered.
Yeah, that's right. And if you watch on the YouTube, which you should, you can see my wonderful Santa hat and I just want Cookie's shirt. So it's the full experience we're giving you here at Hallmarkies Podcast.
This is Christmas in July. Merry Christmas in July, everybody.
That's right. All right. Well, we're going to talk about some non-Christmassy stuff that was also announced. It was a huge day. It was very exciting. So we are going to start with the announcement of, this was kind of a re-announcement, but the announcement, we have When Calls the Heart coming back, 8th season, and we're going to have a Christmas movie. So Hearties are going to be so excited. We had already gotten the announcement from Erin Krakow, but you never know in these time of COVID. And we did get a picture of Erin on her Twitter of her flying to Vancouver and then she'll have her quarantine and then they'll, I guess, start filming. So yay for Hearties.
Very exciting for Hearties. I mean, Hallmark, it seems with this news and the other news, announcing some new things, it sounds like they are just fully in the swing of things again. Yeah. Like COVID at Hallmark, COVID does not exist.
Yeah, well, I was like, did they understand that it's 2020? Like, what?
Right.
We'll get to there because I have some thoughts. But so we have that. That's very exciting. And then we have announcement season 7 of Good Witch, and this is not a surprise if you watch Good Witch because they left it on kind of a quasi cliffhanger at the end. And so my only request is that bring back Carter because he was the best part of the season and you dropped him out of nowhere in the episode 6. All of a sudden he's not on anymore and that was frustrating. And Jason Diaz is so great. You need to keep him on the show.
Yeah, I don't even watch the show, but he's pretty great.
Yeah, he is. Yes. He may be the most attractive person I've ever interviewed, and I've interviewed Christopher Russell and Paul Green and Andrew Walker.
Just dreamy. Yeah. Rachel sent me his picture and said, "I just interviewed this man," and I said, "Lucky you."
Yeah, that's right. So check out that interview. It was pretty fun and charming too. I mean, they need to keep him on the show. He is a huge asset. And they should put him in Hallmark movies because he's great. And then we got the other news, and this is the one I am the most skeptical on, is the the news about Chesapeake Shores season 5. The reason, I mean, everybody who listens to this podcast knows I don't care for Chesapeake Shores.
You don't?
No. But I just, when are they going to film it? I mean, they have to get going very quickly in order to do it. And then even if they do it, when are they going to air it?
I know.
By the time it's finished. Yeah. But I mean, even if they, what did they do? Like 4 or 5 episodes last season? It was
I think it was like 5.
So even if they do 5 episodes, you figure that takes a month and a half, especially with new COVID, probably longer, new restrictions. And it's already almost August. So, and they haven't started. I follow these people on Twitter. So that you're talking, they won't finish until mid-September at best. If they finish in mid-September, then they still have to edit and prepare it and produce it. Once it gets done, it'll be already, if they're really planning on doing Countdown to Christmas the same time before Halloween, there's very little time. Are they going to squeeze it in October? We're going to have Chesapeake Shores?
I know.
I'm very skeptical.
I'm skeptical as well. And I'm also like, because they're also doing a mini fall harvest, like a very abbreviated fall harvest.
Yeah.
So that really makes me wonder, like, when is Chesapeake Shores going to actually air?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, it's weird. And then they're going to wait. I mean, if they're not going to air it this year, then what? They're going to wait until next summer to air it, or next spring? And that'll be so long since they had a 5-season episode.
That's
2 years ago. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And so that's why I await all of these announcements. I bring in all of these announcements with a giant Santa-sized sleigh grain of salt, because Hallmark loves making announcements that they don't follow through on. This is not something new just because of COVID. This is something every single TCA. There are so many projects that have been announced that we never hear about again.
Yep. Every year.
Yeah.
And huge proclamations. Like, my favorite was when they said, I think it was last year, that every Saturday there would be a new premiere, a new movie premiere. That
fizzled fast.
Yeah, it fizzled fast. And I was just like, well, why'd you say that? Because then people get their hopes up and they're like, oh, that'll be a fun thing to look forward to every weekend. No, didn't happen. Right. I mean, Rachel and I are both on the same page with this. Like, it is, you will not find 2 more skeptical Hallmark fans when it comes to scheduling. Also because it makes us both crazy during the holidays, how these schedules change and adjust and shift. It's hard.
And I guess in fairness, all studios have projects in development and projects that it's not uncommon. For instance, at Comic-Con, for the studios, Warner Brothers is notorious about this, announcing projects that then they don't end up making, whether it's the Gotham City Sirens, or the Flash movie has been through a billion directors, or all different kinds. So they aren't alone in doing this, but nevertheless, I'm just saying, all you Chessies that are super excited, God bless you, but I am very skeptical, particularly about this one, especially with the talent. I mean, I feel like it's going to be a really hard show to shoot with COVID restrictions. There's so many group scenes, so many family scenes in that show. I feel like it'll be tough, but
it's also a big cast.
That is a big cast
with like names. So like getting them on a schedule together right now seems wild to me.
Mm-hmm. And people that will be, I mean, a lot of these have very small children, babies. Yep. They would, they might be nervous about going onto a set, and I don't know. It seems it seems like a lot. I'd be surprised, but they've surprised me before, and this press release was full of surprises. But we will be here to cover it if they air Chesapeake Shores, I promise.
As you should be, as you need to be.
Yeah.
I'll cover it if Rachel won't.
No, I promise. We at the Hallmarkies podcast cover everything. Oh, if you want to learn more about my thoughts on Chesapeake Shores, especially listen to season 3 recaps. It's pretty entertaining podcasting. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, Rachel's like the nicest, kindest person, sweetest person. But I love when she gets fiery and starts getting annoyed about TV shows. And Chesapeake Shores is the best example of that by far. Like it
took me to a dark place.
Yeah,
let's put it that way. I like to say.
Those were the dark days.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
well, I'll come on and guest host if you need a break from that. Don't worry.
Okay, we'll make it work. I'm a fighter. I can even handle Chesapeake Shores. All right. So then we also had an announcement about Home and Family, and they're doing it at like remote right now, right? Have you ever seen?
Yeah, they're remote because they've also been doing. That's how they've been doing. It's a Date with. All
right. Yeah.
Cameron Matheson and Debbie Matenopoulos. They do like a little, I don't know, video conferencey interview style thing for the It's a Date movies with the stars of whatever movie they're featuring.
Yeah, all these places that are doing these successful broadcasts from home. At like what a point did we just say, why do we need the studio? Like,
I know.
Like, it should be doing fine.
I think we're all kind of realizing where we once thought, like, no, I need to be in an office or on a set for this. That's not always the case.
Yeah. I'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. They are the good folks over at HelloFresh, and we're so excited to have them as a sponsor. They are America's #1 meal kit. And HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store, makes home cooking fun, easy, and affordable. You can get so many recipes to choose from each week to help you break your recipe rut. They're delicious, they're creative, there's something different that you might not regularly think of. You can get low-calorie, vegetarian, family-friendly recipes. They save you time, they're stress relieving. You can get contactless delivery to your doorstep for easy home cooking, so it saves you that stress of going to the grocery store, which is so stressful right now. You don't have to worry about meal planning, and you can make most of the recipes in around 30 minutes or even even 20 minutes with the quick recipe options. And you can also eat more sustainably with HelloFresh. You can get pre-portioned ingredients so you don't have all kinds of waste. And that's something I really appreciate as a single person, because I end up with like big bottles of sauces and spices that I don't end up using all of them because I've only needed them for one recipe. And that's what you can avoid with HelloFresh. And the packaging from HelloFresh that they ship to your door is recyclable, and the carbon footprint is 25% lower than store-bought grocery-made meals. And I don't know if you have ever tried HelloFresh, but is that something that sounds interesting to you, Dory?
For sure, especially right now. Anything that keeps me out of the grocery store is a good thing. And I love the idea. I'm single too, so I love the idea of like pre-portioned ingredients, so I'm not overbuying and then end up throwing things away. So it sounds pretty great.
Yeah, it really is. And HelloFresh is committed to making fresh, delicious food available now more than ever, and has taken extra steps to keep its employees and customers safe. HelloFresh donated over 2.5 million meals to charity in 2019, and this year is stepping up their food donations amid the coronavirus crisis.
Oh, yet another reason to love them.
I know. It's really pretty great. And right now, you can, if you go to HelloFresh.com/80Hallmarkies, use code 80Hallmarkies, you can get $80 off, including free shipping on your first box. Additional restrictions apply. Go to HelloFresh.com for more details. So that's HelloFresh.com, 80Hallmarky, Hallmarkies and use code 80s Hallmarkies to get $80 off, including free shipping off of your box. So it's a great deal. It's really yummy food. You'll really like it. And so, yeah, check it out.
Yay!
We also got the news from our friends over at the Bubbly Sass, Jax and Shaw. They are getting renewed for season 2.
Good
so
for
that's
them.
exciting for them.
Yeah, that's great.
They are super nice people. So,
and it was such a cute picture of them that they announced with. Adorable on Twitter.
Yeah, it really was really cute. So then they had a series of posts, and I'm curious how you felt about this as a person of color yourself. They had 3 posts announcing people of color with series in development. Did you feel like this was exciting? They have Holly Robinson Pete, just says new projects are in development. Alvina August, new projects in development. And Rachel Ides, new project in development. They're in the Hallmark family. How does that make you feel?
They've been welcomed to the Hallmark family.
Yes.
Like, and that's great. Like, honestly, more diversity, more deals with Black producers, producers of color, showrunners, writers. That's excellent. I think what makes all of this a little strange, though, is they haven't outwardly addressed their diversity issues. And that's what makes this tough. It's like you need to provide a little bit of context other than just tweeting like deals that you've made. Or tweeting photos of people of color who are going to be in your movies. And isn't that wonderful? It's like, yes, it is wonderful, but you need to go the step further and provide context for why this is important. Like, they are acting like they're acting like we haven't been calling them out for years and months about the lack of diversity, and that the state of the world right now isn't what pushed them to do this. And that's kind of a sticking point with me. I don't want to be upset about that. Like, I'm just going to be perfectly honest. Like, I just want to enjoy this news and enjoy this new diversity. But I really need Hallmark to address their shortcomings so that we can have an actual meaningful conversation about the importance of these new people who are joining the Hallmark family. Because right now they're just kind of doing it, and we all know why they're doing it, but they're not saying why they're doing it all of a sudden. And it's a little awkward. Like, did you feel that way at all?
Yeah, no, I totally did. I totally agree.
It was very strange. I'm like, why are we not addressing the elephant in the room? Like, the news itself is great. It is progress, and I don't think we can call it anything but progress. Thinking about what we've been given in the past, but come on, you gotta give us some context about the fact that it's a mistake that it took this long for you to get here. You need to say that out loud. You have to.
Yeah, I agree. It's well said. That's exactly what I feel, and I agree. And I don't know. I mean, I just think that just to not even respond when people put out tweets like, we're so excited to be able to see people that look like us, see couples that look like us, like in no response. Like, that's to me is like saying you don't understand the problem, or you understand the problem, but you don't care about people that it's impacted. And I wish that they would just do better. Come on. But nevertheless, it is an improvement. We also got some other new names that were announced. We have that most of them I am unfamiliar with, I must admit. Aaron Tveit, was on the Code. Janelle Parrish, who was on Pretty Little Liars. Jeremy Jordan, who was on he's on Broadway, but also on Supergirl. Crystal Brown, also on Broadway. and on the She-Ra show, the new animated show. Lucia Micarelli, who was on Treme. I don't know what that is. Mallory Jansen on Shooter. Marissa Nichols, who's also Broadway vet on Riverdale. Rochelle, we've talked about her. And Ronnie Rao, who was on Star Trek Discovery. So some new names. Did any of those stand out to you?
I wasn't familiar with most of them. And I think that's a good thing, to be honest. Like, I'm excited to get to know these actors. And honestly, I'm hoping for more announcements to come soon. Because this is only they've only announced some actors and who are going to be in their movies. So I imagine that this is a good place to start. And I'm interested to see what comes after this. I'm interested to see who else joins the fold.
Yeah. And then we also have Victoria Clark, who was on Julie Sherman Wolf's tweet today that she's going to be in the Royal Holiday movie that's shooting, I guess, right now, which is exciting because Victoria Clark is another Broadway vet. So it's exciting to see these Broadway people getting some work, and that makes me happy because Broadway's closed right now. And Victoria Clark is incredible. She was the mother when I went and saw Light and Piazza, which is an incredible show. I went in 2006, and it's an incredibly hard show to sing. But it's an incredible show. It won the Tony that year for new musical, and that was an incredible thing. And so I'm excited to see her in a Hallmark movie. And I kind of know of Janelle Parrish. I think she might have been on Dancing with the Stars. Name sounds really familiar to me.
I know, like, I knew some of their faces. I knew some of the faces when I saw them. But I like this. I like new, I like new and fresh and different. And I think that's what we're getting with a lot of these castings. I also think it's great that they are getting some Broadway actors in on this. I mean, it's like, duh, of course. Like, we should get some Broadway actors in these movies. And also, especially because they're dark right now. There is no Broadway for the rest of the year. Give these actors some jobs.
Janelle Parrish was on Dancing with the Stars, so I called it.
Oh, you knew it.
I knew the name.
Do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
I did for years. I'm very weird when it comes to television shows. I'm like so not loyal. I'll be like a super big fan, and then they'll do something to irritate me. I'm like, I'm done. I'm never watching another episode. That was what it was with Glee. I watched Glee for quite a while, and then I was just like, I'm done. I'm tired. This show isn't working for me anymore. And then I never watched a single episode ever again.
I actually dropped off of Glee too at a certain point. I think I forget why even.
I remember one of the Britney Spears episodes really irritated me because they were recreating her music videos. They weren't actually making it part of the story.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't need to watch karaoke. And so that was irritating to me. And Dancing with the Stars, it just became too much time. It was like 3 days a week. I couldn't do that. So I mean, I had to let it go.
That's like the Bachelor effect, when you're watching 5 hours of television, the same show, and you're like, wait, I do have a life, and I should probably stop with this.
People are like, how do you do so much podcasting? And I get it, I do a lot, but it's literally all I do. Yeah. Like I sometimes struggle to read a book for book club once a month. Yeah. Other than that, that's all I do. Everything that I watch, almost without question, unless it's watching Chopped while I eat, has to do with the podcast.
You are committed.
I am. I am committed. I love it. So I love it. But things had to go. I don't watch sports anymore. Not that that's an option right now. But I just, things had to go. And they did. We'll see when Chopped has to go. I don't know. So far it's held on. It's held on. But
did you see the big shakeup on Dancing with the Stars that Tyra Banks is going to be the new host, and they're done?
No.
Yes,
Oh
Rachel. They let Tom Bergeron and Aaron Andrews
Whoa.
go, which I think is a bummer. I've never
Yeah.
watched Dancing with the Stars religiously, but I really like those two.
Yeah.
And now it's Tyra Show. She's also, I think,
Drama.
executive producing drama.
Oh, anyway, so yes, and they made the announcement about the American Rescue Dog Show that I guess that is going, and the Kitten Bowl is going to return next year. So that's exciting for that. And then we got our announcement, get your hot apple cider ready because Fall Harvest lineup is going to be full of premieres like Country at Heart, starring Jesse Schremer and Alamander. And you got to hand it to their moxie. I swear. If they have the moxie to announce this movie for the third time, as if it's like, as if nothing has happened. They've never announced it. This is so exciting. We have this new movie. Like,
come on. Hallmark, don't do this. Like, when I saw that, I was like, do not do this, because you know what? I'm waiting for them to pull this movie for the 5th time off the schedule. Seriously. We've been waiting a full, by the time we see it, if we see it, we will have been waiting a full year for this movie. They not only announced, but promoed like a lot. Yeah, and all of a sudden it was pulled, and now I can't. Like, when I saw that, I was like, you know what? This is just shady that they are trolling us with that. They were trolling us with that one. I was like, stop it. You cannot do this. They should have been showed that movie.
It is not normal human behavior. Like,
I can't.
It's so weird. I cannot imagine. I mean,
I can't.
It's as
if I can't do it.
I mean, it's as if, like, with all these rescheduling of all the movies and whatever, and as if Disney was just like, what? Mulan? We don't have a Mulan movie.
Right.
What are you talking about?
And then next summer is like, have we got news for you? We did a live action Mulan. Can you believe it? It premieres this date. Are you shocked? Are you surprised?
That's right. It's so weird.
It's so stupid. I'm like, why are you doing this? And it just, the gall.
It's unheard of. I mean, that they wouldn't say, finally releasing, or we know you fans have been waiting. So here it is, it's coming, or something, some acknowledgement. But no, just tweet it out like it has always been that way. Man, it makes me laugh.
I mean,
it is insane.
And didn't they put it in the press release? To put that in a press release.
Yeah,
to release
Fall Harvest programs currently slated for this year's autumnal event include Country Heart, starring Jesse Schramm, Niall Mater, October 3rd. And by the way, if you want a super secret way to watch Country Heart, DM me. I can tell you how to do it because I've seen it.
Yeah, Rachel's over here watching it 2 weeks ago.
I know.
And they're talking about premiere. They're talking about worldwide premiere. No, Rachel's like, yeah, I saw it. I mean, and what if the movie, and here's the thing that really bugs me about this is that, you know, I was really excited for this one, and now it's always going to feel lackluster. Like, when I finally watch it, it's always going to feel like kind of annoying because I was waiting forever, and it'll just have a little cloud around it. Like, is this worth the wait? Because that's what people are going to be thinking now. Like, why was this cut? Has it been worth the wait? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah,
I swear they did this to troll us, because
like, it was a pretty entertaining movie, but it's not like going to be up for Emmys or something. Like, right. I'm not like, what? It's so crazy.
I can't.
Anyway, so we also got news of a project in development supposedly for this holiday season, starring the Williams sisters.
Yes,
that's Ashley Williams and Kimberly Williams Paisley, not the tennis players.
Oh my gosh, but can you imagine?
Serena Venus, please come on, do a Hallmark movie.
Please. Oh my gosh. Venus and Serena, please.
And the thing that makes me mad about this is they blew it with their opportunity to do a Sense and Sensibility movie with the
with
Williams
actual sisters.
Yes, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
But they ruined it last year with their
Yeah.
movie that had nothing to do. It was fine. It was a fine movie, but it had nothing to do with Sense and Sensibility at all. Even the characters were completely different.
I know. Yeah, the sisters should have been switched.
Yeah.
It was not like Sensibility at all. I actually did like that movie though. I thought
It was fine. I mean, it had some ridiculous parts, but it was fine. But that would have been so good with Ashley and Kimberly playing sisters doing Sense and Sensibility. But I guess they've done Pride and Prejudice like 5 million times, so maybe they can do Sense and Sensibility twice.
I'm just so happy to have all the Williams sisters as all like give me everything that they want to do. I love them. Yeah. If you guys listen to our podcast, All the Feels, we did an episode, a birthday episode. All of the hosts' birthdays are in May, and Mel got us all cameos.
Yeah, it was super cute.
Yeah, from Hallmark stars, and Ashley Williams was mine, and I cried. So there you go.
Yes, if you're listening, come on the podcast. We'd love to talk to you.
Oh my God.
But it's evidently a 2-part movie is what the press release says.
Which is interesting. Like, I don't know how I feel about 2-part movies. Like,
it depends on how far the parts are.
Exactly.
Like if I have to wait, this is going to be another example of The Bridge, part 1 and part 2.
I was going to say, is this going to be another Bridge?
Which is
that bookstore. The
fans were so outraged. They ended up debuting part 2 at Easter because they were like, we have to know right now what happens to this bookstore.
And that's how I'm gonna be with the Williams sisters movie, just because I'll want more of them. I love both of them.
Yeah. There's also, I don't know if I said, there's projects with Tamara Mowry coming up too.
Come through. Yeah. Thank you. Like, why
Mary Housley is her married name.
Yeah. Why haven't they done this years ago? Like, a lot of these moves, I'm like, this was sitting there right for the taking for you.
I mean, they did a movie with her last year, but it was not great.
It was not great, but they still should have snatched her up and started to deal, because the thing with that is then you give an actor a little more buy-in to the process, and like you can have them come with their own ideas and stuff. So like movies might feel more, you'll see movies that are more authentic because it's something that they have an investment in, and like that's what you need to do.
Right. Yeah, and we have new female directors coming: Linda Lisa Hayter, Erica Dunton, and Jessica Harmon, as well as returning female directors like Christy Wolf and Catherine Siren, Claire Niederprom, a bunch of different ones. So that's exciting. And or at least I think Christy Wolf's doing a project for them. But it could be, I guess, for Lifetime. So then we have also there's another fall film, autumnal event, as they call it, called Never Brides, starring Chaley Rose and Nathan Whitty. I don't know if I know him.
Guys, I know nothing about this movie, but I just like the name.
Yeah, Never Brides.
What's that all about?
Ooh, Nathan Whitty. He's handsome.
He's cute, right?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. I told you I was excited for this one.
Yeah, I don't know what he's in. A Million Little Things and Charmed. So that's his big. So there we go. Nathan Whitty, welcome to the family.
Yeah, welcome to the family. We love you already.
And we interviewed Chaley last year, and she was delightful and really down to earth. They seem to be super in love with her. They must have really liked working with her. Yeah. So I think she's going to be in a fall movie and a Christmas movie, I think.
I mean, and she is like a Hallmark heroine. Mm-hmm. She is bubbly and cute and fun and a good actress. She can sing. Like, she is just very Hallmark, and I think that they are smart to kind of get behind her.
Yeah, definitely. She seemed great when I interviewed her, and so I think, and I thought her movie was pretty good. Christmas Duet. I thought it was decent.
Yes,
wasn't like a favorite, but it was fine.
I thought the last 45 minutes were excellent. It took me a minute to get to that point, but the last 45 minutes, I was like, you know what? This is good. I'm into it.
That's fair. All right. Well, so let's get into the cream here. They announced that there are going to be 40 movies, supposedly, 23 Hallmark Channel, 17 to Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. This is what they announced last year. And I, again, hate to be the skeptic, but I don't think it's possible. The only way that I mean, kind of wonder, 'cause I don't know if you saw on the Hallmark YouTube page, they're advertising on Hallmark drama. They're advertising I Do, I Do, I Do as like a new movie. And that movie aired on Hallmark Channel in 2015. So I wonder if they're going to pull those kind of shenanigans and be like, this movie from 2015 is a new movie. Like, we don't keep track.
They better not do that. They better not do that. And if they do, you can expect a Rachel Chesapeake Shores level rant from me, because they keep swapping in these old movies and it is bad. It has not once worked, in my opinion. Not
like
once.
They don't do it with the good ones. Like, they don't do it with Trading Christmas or, you know, like a movie like that we all love.
A classic, a true classic.
I don't know what kind of shenanigans they will pull. Supposedly they're still going to start on October 23rd, and I just don't believe it. Sorry. I am your kid who doesn't believe in Santa. I am your townsperson who has no Christmas magic. I just don't believe they can make 40 movies this year.
They also didn't have to do this, and that's what I first thought when I saw this. Like, they did not have to do this. They do not have to have 40 movies. That's not necessary. And I honestly, personally don't think that they should. I think we need to be focusing at this point at quality over quantity. And I think that I wish that they, as an organization, they would never do this, but I wish that they could like sit down and admit that this year needs to be a transition year for them, because there are a lot of things that they have to address, from the Zola ad snafu, you know, chaos last year, to COVID, which is a very real threat still, to their diversity issues. Like, they have a lot of things to work through, and they're doing it all without a CEO. It's okay to take a breath and not release 40 movies. I think that this is crazy.
I mean, I agree with you, and I just don't see how it's possible. They didn't even make 40 movies and release 40 movies last year, and there wasn't 2020 apocalyptic disaster. And they couldn't even pull it off last year. And these movies are going to be taking longer amounts of time. They're going to require people to go into quarantine before they start filming. They're going to, who knows what other kind of problems they're going to have if people test positive, if there's some kind of issue. Like, why? I just don't believe it. I am your skeptic that needs to see Three Spirits Christmas night, because I don't believe that this is possible. I don't believe it.
All I can think right now is the imagery of them trying to throw movies together in the apocalypse. Like, there's fires burning all around them, and they're like, get to set, grab the snow, get Santa. Like, nothing is gonna stop them from making these movies.
I told our co-host Amy, she's in Colorado visiting her aunt, and they drove there. And I said, I feel like you've like escaped. Like, I have this image of like Amy like running past the fire, and the, you know, like the dystopian, like it's like she's left what's it ever it's called in the Hunger Games, you know? Like,
she's like, everything is going crazy behind her. Like, trees are falling, and a tornado is coming, and she's just running.
Like, Los Angeles has turned into whatever that's called in Hunger Games.
I mean, they did not have to do this, and to be honest, I don't understand.
Like, I understand
what's going on, but
I understand that Vancouver was hit way less than a lot of other places. I get it, and
which is great.
I'm totally in support of them starting up again with the new, like they have the agreement with like SAG and with actors and everybody. They're doing it right, as far as I can tell. from what I've heard. And so I'm full support of that. But I just don't see how it's possible. I don't see how it's possible that they could make more movies than they made last year.
It's exactly. And like we've been talking about this whole podcast, like they are good for making a promise and not going through with it. So, right. I mean, we'll see if this actually happens. But even the announcement felt unnecessary. I was like, why are y'all doing this? Like I mean, it's just crazy that they're going to do this plus Fall Harvest plus Chesapeake Shores. It's like this is a lot. That's
I mean, just as an example, they promised us the Chesapeake Shores movie. That never happened.
Whatever happened to that?
Yeah, never. They also promised us the Aaron Krakow mystery show. Never seen that.
What happened to that?
That's right. See, there are so many examples like that. So I like I said, Santa sleigh, grain of salt with this announcement.
Yeah.
But I do at least think that we'll get the ones that they have listed, assuming nothing horrible happens, which is a big assumption in 2020.
Amen.
But here's the ones that are either currently shooting or scheduled to be shot right away and that we can talk about. So we have a Royal Holiday. We don't have summaries or anything for any of these. We just have the name. Royal Holiday with Lara Osnes, Aaron Tveit,
Tevitt, I think.
Okay, Tevitt. And then that was the one that has Victoria Clark. This is written by Julie Sherman Wolfe. I know because she tweeted about it. So I guess they found a castle. She was telling me they found a castle up in New England, and they're doing a royal movie in 2020.
I am always here for a royal movie. Sounds great. Sounds great.
And Lara Osnes, I mean, in my dream fantasies, there would be a breakout musical number because all of these people could sing.
That's right. As far as I'm concerned, there need to be more musical numbers in Hallmark movies. I'm just putting it out there. Or maybe that's just because we miss Broadway right now.
I know. I'd be for it. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Hamilton all over again. It'd be great.
Why not?
And then we have Jingle Bell Bride, and this is Julie Gonzalo and Ronnie Rowe. And this one got a lot of excitement. What did you think about this one?
I tweeted about this. I don't know what it's about. I don't care what it's about. I'm in. I love Julie Gonzalo. I really love her. Like, I used to watch Dallas, the reboot of Dallas that was on TNT that she was in. And she played an evil character, and I still loved her. Like, evil, nice. I love her in all ways. And I mean, it's an interracial couple.
Yeah, very exciting.
And I mean, he looks cute. I'm ready for it. Like, I'm so ready for this. Something about just the name and seeing the pictures of them, I just had a good feeling.
Me too. And he has been in Star Trek Discovery. So if you've seen that show, he was on there. So that is exciting and very handsome. And they both are very attractive. So all right,
we're ready. We're ready. It looks great.
Ready. Yeah. This one's interesting. Christmas Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I guess it's a Christmas adaptation of the classic novel with Rochelle Aites and Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor has been on this podcast. He got to talk to him when he was in his movie with what's her name? Christina Milian. Yeah, so he was in Memories of Christmas.
That's right.
So I'm happy they're giving him another shot because that wasn't my favorite, but hey, try again.
Yep.
Yeah, Christina Milian, and it was just kind of bland, but he was fine in it, so I'm glad to have him another chance. And that's interesting to kind of take a classic novel. That's something different. I don't feel like they do that except for Jane Austen.
Yeah, I'm ready. I like it. I mean, why not? I just hope that this is them, taking chances. I like it.
Because the novel is from the perspective of a little girl.
Yeah.
It's not really a romance at all. So, and it's not. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. Then we have If I Only Had Christmas. This is our Candace Cameron Bure vehicle. So that's exciting. We're getting Candace. She's quarantined up there. I think we're
CCB, baby. We're getting some
we're
Aurora too,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna at least get one. They're gonna finish up that one they started.
Good.
Because they're not, unless it's a Lori Loughlin unfinished project. That's only that's the only projects they don't finish.
Oh, Lori.
Yeah, because they had a Garage Sale Mysteries that was in the middle, or there was.
Yeah, didn't they have a finished one?
Yeah, they did.
I want to see that movie. Why do
I think it aired in Canada.
Why do we have to pay for her crimes? Give it to the fans.
I know. I'm pretty sure it aired in Canada. I'm pretty sure.
Who in Canada can host me so I can come watch that movie?
Find it for us, please. Okay, and then we have Delivered by Christmas with Alvina August and Eon Bailey.
I am excited for this pairing. I love him.
I'm not familiar with him. What is he in?
He is in.
I don't watch television shows. I watch movies, since that's why a lot of these people I'm like, ooh.
Hold on one second. I'm looking him up.
Oh, he is attractive.
Right?
He was in Switch for Christmas.
That's right. Yes. He was
your favorite movie.
Yes, I'm the only one who likes it, but he was also in
he's on Once Upon a Time. He was Pinocchio.
Yeah. He was in Once Upon a Time, and he was also in the show Covert Affairs that was on USA that I watched and liked. He's I'm into him. He's very cute. Yeah.
And he looks really different in his IMDb picture than what he looked on Once Upon a Time.
Which I know, and he then looks completely different in the image they chose to use on the Hallmark website.
So that will be a mixed race couple as well.
Yes, and I'm ready for it. They look cute together.
Awesome. Yeah, they do.
I'm excited.
And she was on Siren, which I know Mel's a big fan of.
Listen, I had never heard of that show until a few weeks ago, and now I just knowing it exists makes me laugh.
She's also on the new Nancy Drew. So again, I don't watch television, so don't judge me that I don't know these names. Okay, then we have The 12th Date of Christmas, which I really like the title.
Yeah, I do too. And I really like Tyler Hines.
Yes. And Mallory Jansen, she is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Gallivant. I love Gallivant.
I did too.
Gallivant. Oh.
I miss that show.
Okay, and she was on Young and Hungry. Oh, she seems good. She seems like just from her IMDb, from her filmography, looks very Hallmark friendly.
I bet they'll be cute together too. I'm here for it.
Yeah, that one I'm very excited about. We have The Christmas Waltz, and this is our friend Lacey Chabert.
I don't know. Just kidding. I'm in.
I mean,
Lacey.
Did Lacey Chabert ever do Dancing with the Stars? I don't think she did.
I don't think she did.
Yeah, I think she's the only one of those queens that.
Lacey.
Yeah, no, she has not done Dance with the Stars. She probably she just needs to do it to fit in. Now she's doing The Christmas Waltz, and so we'll see how that goes. That sounds fun.
Will there be dancing?
They have to be pretty close together for COVID.
That's right. Oh my gosh,
are going to dance
touch?
again. The social distancing, it's like it's ruined all dancing.
I know, Rachel. I don't think we're going to get anybody baking and throwing dough together.
I know. Oh no. Oh yeah. So sad. Well, here's the best news of the whole day is Christmas in Vienna. And not only did we get we not only got the name and Sarah Drew, who's
Sarah
the best
Drew, baby. She's amazing.
And they had on the Entertainment Weekly, they had a whole little promo thing.
Yeah, they had a little clip. It was very cute.
So cute. and I am beyond. I feel I feel kind of like, okay, 2020 could take everything away from me. They give me a Sarah Drew Christmas movie.
Rachel's like, 2020 has laid me bare, but if I can get a Sarah Drew Christmas movie in Vienna, I can be brought back to life.
I think so.
I'm excited for this one, and
so cute.
it seems really cute. And I have a really funny Vienna story. So I studied abroad in college. I studied abroad in Italy. And my friend is a huge Sound of Music fan. So there's a Sound of Music tour that you can take in Austria. And my friend was like, this is like my childhood best friend, Abby. She was like, we're going on the Sound of Music tour. And only for Miss Abigail would I go to Vienna, to Austria.
Were you like, do a deer, a female deer?
Oh, it was a sing-along tour, Rachel. So she knows that the Sound of Music is a lot for me. That is a long movie. That is a lot of songs. It is not my favorite. I appreciate it in all the ways that it can be appreciated, but it's a lot for me. But for her, I went on this tour. We got on a bus, literally people singing Do a Deer, like Edelweiss, the entire thing. I was like, where am I? And this was in Salzburg.
Yeah.
So as part of the tour, we go to a salt mine. You have to get dressed in salt mine clothes that are like long pants, long shirts, and then you have to wrap this belt around your waist with a little leather flap on the back. And I was like, Abby, what have you gotten me into? Like, what are we doing in a salt mine? And we slide down a giant salt slide on these leather,
on these the like best leather day ever.
I felt like I was in an alternate universe. And the entire time I'm like rolling my eyes. We got to the end of the day and I was like, you know what? That was pretty fun. Like I don't like Sound of Music and I would do that tour again. It was pretty fun. And I had never been to Austria. It had never been like a place I wanted to go for whatever reason. I don't think it was, I didn't have anything against it. I just wasn't like dying to go there. It was one of my favorite places that I traveled to while I was studying abroad. Vienna is gorgeous. Also, Vienna has the best airport I have ever been in my life. Yes.
I have never been to Vienna. I have been to, I've been to Switzerland. I haven't been to Austria when I was in high school.
You got to do the Sound of Music tour when you go to Austria. You will be, for someone who loves that, you will have the time of your life because I had fun and I didn't care about Sound of Music and I still had a good time.
My true dream is to go to England and go on the Jane Austen book tour and see all of the like sites from her life and go see all the sites from the different movies. That would be the best. But
you should pair that with your Austria tour. You would just be in heaven. You'd be just like,
all right,
having the time of your life.
Like, become patrons, sponsor us, and then we can have the money to be able to, when COVID is over, Dory and I will go to Austria and we will report back and do live podcasts. It'll be amazing, but we can't do it without your help.
I know. We need your support. I will go down that salt slide again with that leather flap on my butt. It was, memories to last a lifetime. It's worth it.
But I have to be really careful though about this Christmas in Vienna because it has huge potential to be too hyped. So I have to. It's just a Hallmark movie. It's just going to be a really good Hallmark movie.
You know what, Rachel?
Sarah Drew is going to be the best.
Normally, I'd agree with you, but you know what? Be excited. We need all the excitement we can get right now. Be excited. We're ready for it.
I love Sarah Drew. Everybody knows I love Sarah Drew.
Yes.
And then I also love Brendan Elliott. He's such a great interview, and he was so nice.
So great. He's just like, he just seems like the sweetest person alive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
It's
And
gonna.
he's not in an All of My Heart movie, so like win-win.
I know.
Win.
No crossword mystery.
Anyway, so I'm really, 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 really excited about that movie.
Yay, Vienna.
Yeah. And so then we have Christmas and Evergreen 4, and they didn't announce anybody new. So far, all of the sequels have all been bringing in someone new into Evergreen, but they announced Rakia Bernard and Holly Robinson Peete. That doesn't mean they aren't bringing somebody new, but I hope they're not. I hope that they're because now Holly Robinson Peete's character has now gotten engaged. So it could be maybe about her wedding or
about her wedding and Rukia.
Yeah, because it was really cute.
Yes, why not have I really hope that this is it and that all of the same familiar faces are in those movies and it just focuses on like a Holly Robinson Peete love story and a Rukia Bernard love story. Like I really hope that that's what this is going to be.
Yeah, and Antonio Cayón, he is going to be on our podcast on Saturday. We're going to post his interview.
He's great.
And it's really good. It's a really good one. So yeah, that's what I hope too. And so we'll see. Then we have Chateau Christmas, and this stars Merritt Patterson, Luke McFarlane. They've both been under quarantine, and I feel like that'll be a pretty good match. This seems like a pretty big age difference. Is my only. I feel like I don't know that as a fact. I'd have to look it up, but I feel like he's a lot older than her.
I think it is a bit of an age difference. I really like both of them. We'll see. This is so funny. Merritt is like in these movies, Chateau Christmas, the Christmas cottage, you know? She loves a home, a Christmas home of some kind.
So so Luke McFarlane is 11 years older than Merritt Patterson. So pretty big age gap there. So that's my only concern. That might impact the chemistry. It might not. It might impact the chemistry.
It might not. Mm-hmm. It might just make it extra spicy. You never know.
I guess. I don't know. Okay, then we have Cross Country Christmas with Rachel Lee Cook.
I love this title. I love
road trip
with a road trip. Yeah, like I love Road to Christmas. That one was basically a road trip one, really right? Good. And then what's the one with CCB when
Christmas Detour?
Yeah, when she brings her vision board. See, those I have a good feeling about a road trip.
Yeah, and then we have Christmas Carnival. That's the one with Tamara Mowry Housley, and our When Calls the Heart Christmas movie. So that's Christmas Channel, and honestly, that's fine. Like if that was what they had announced today, I would be like, "Whoa, this is so exciting!"
Me too.
So yeah, we'll see what happens. And then we have Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. We have a couple. We have Christmas Tree Lane. This is the one with Alicia Witt and Andrew Walker that's filming here in Utah, or has filmed. I don't know if it's finished yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Is it near you?
I don't know exactly where it is, but I was kind of upset because he posted he couldn't find a yoga mat. Like I think she was like, "Where's yoga mats?" And I'm like, "I can help you, Andrew."
Rachel's like, "Come over. I have yoga mats.
Yeah,
we can do yoga together."
So then we have the Holly and Ivy. This is the one with Janelle Parrish, Jeremy Jordan, and Marisol Nichols. The Christmas Bow with Lucia Micarelli and Michael Rady. So they also didn't announce in this list Michael Rady's New Year's Eve movie that got forgotten about for no reason explained at all last year.
Yeah.
And I asked the director, I was like, was there anything like controversial or whatever? No, she's like, no, it was a really fun little New Year's movie. So
come on.
We might, I don't know if we'll see that again, but that was weird. And so yes, I mean, we love Michael Rady. And I mean, we love him with Nikki DeLoach, but have this with this new person. And then we have Cranberry Christmas with Nikki DeLoach and Benjamin Ayers. So there's two very tall people together in a movie. That's all I have to say about it.
I mean, how many of these titles are going to change? Because the
Yeah,
titles
that's
always change. It's going to be
to the detriment.
yeah,
It's
going
always
to be
worse.
it's going to be really interesting to see what the titles end up being.
And then we have Christmas Doctor with Holly Robinson Peete.
Well, I hope that changes.
Yeah, it sounds a
the
little
Christmas
like
Doctor.
Yeah, it sounds a little bit like an SNL skit. Christmas Doctor.
The Christmas Doctor.
My diagnosis for you, young lady, is
more cookies.
More candy canes.
Eggnog
is more Christmas spirit.
My prescription for you is mistletoe.
Yeah, that's right. Mistletoe. You have not gone ice skating hand in hand nearly enough this holiday season.
The Christmas Doctor.
In the age of COVID, Christmas Doctor.
It's just going to be a movie where a doctor is running around telling everyone to put on their mask.
Yeah.
Put on your mask.
Have you been a good boy? You have not worn your mask. You don't get any presents. That's the whole movie.
Oh gosh, he's just putting coal in stockings. He's like, I saw you out at the grocery store with no mask. Coal.
Okay, so
now, the Christmas Doctor.
So me and Elisa did our On Friendship this month that's coming up on Trading Christmas, which is
the
my
best
favorite
movie of all time.
Yep. Yeah, so you're gonna love it. It's really fun. And Gil Bellows, who's super charming in that movie, he is coming out in a movie that he's filming right now, or show called Love in the Time of Corona.
No, he's not.
That is the name of the show.
Love in the Time of Corona?
That's
what
the
is
name?
This for?
What I don't
know what network this is for? That's hilarious, Rachel.
Says. I think it's I think
is it a joke?
I'm sure it's gotta be. I think it's just like for the YouTube or something. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Love in the Time of Corona.
But it has his I think his daughter or somebody. I think his daughter.
Oh boy.
It has Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton in it.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay. Wherever this is airing and whatever is happening with this, let's just make a vow now to cover it, because you say no more.
Never to cover it or cover it?
To cover it. We have to cover it. Are you kidding? Love in the Time of Corona?
Yes.
We have to cover that.
It has Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton in the film or the series, excuse me. And it's called Love in the Time of Corona. If anybody involved in Love in the Time of Corona wants to come on our show, please. We want to know about it. 4 interwoven stories about the search for love and connection during the time of quarantine.
Okay, that's right up my alley. And right up your alley.
Yeah,
we need to get in here. What?
Yeah.
Love in the Time of Corona?
Yeah.
Is it a lot of I wonder if it's like Zoom dates and they lock eyes over their masks across a non-crowded room.
Yeah. That has been how.
Oh boy.
That's how all of our quarantine has gone, right?
Yeah, for sure. Mine has been super romantic.
I think that's it. I think we covered everything.
I mean,
let's see. Okay, we have a little bit. Hallmark Movies and Mysteries. They announced mystery franchises returning to the network in 2020 and 2021. Picture Perfect Mysteries Exit Stage Death. This will be this fall. What's it called?
Great title. I'm here for it. I like those movies.
New installments of Morning Show Mysteries. We got our Morning Show chef.
Billy Blessings is back, baby.
Is back. Coming next year. New installments of Martha's Vineyard Mysteries.
I'm here for it.
Mystery 101.
The best.
And Aurora Tea Garden is currently in production. It's 14th installment. Slated to premiere early 2021. So
14?
I guess we won't get that until next year. the
We're
14th.
already at 14. Wow.
Yeah, they said that Hallmark drama continues distribution success, most recently with the launch of on Charter's Silver Package. It's the largest network, so a lot more people are getting Hallmark drama.
Oh,
There was an announcement about Hallmark movies now.
Right,
they reached 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
Crazy to me. Yeah, 1 million subscribers. They just had Jingle in July. And they're gonna have they're gonna have season 4 of Chesapeake Shores, Home for Harvest, and season 12 of Heartland, which we interviewed Amber Marshall for Heartland. Most successful interview ever in the history of Hallmarkies podcast. Like, not even close. Nothing else is even close.
Right.
So, yeah, he knew Heartland listeners. That was amazing.
I mean, got a lot. They made a lot of announcements today.
They really did. We're almost done. So then Hallmark Publishing, they say that they have a couple new cozy mystery novels. The Behind the Frame, Shepherd Sisters Mystery, that's Tracy Gardner, coming out. And then Dead End Detective, a Piper and Porter mystery from bestselling author Amanda Fowler. And then a new for Christmas, Wrapped Up in Christmas Joy by Janice Lynn. And which is a sequel to the novel Wrapped Up in Christmas. And there we go. So that is it. That's the end of the announcements. So
that's a lot of announcements. They put in a lot of work today.
It really is. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm Queen Miss Skeptical of 40 movies, but everything else I'm pretty excited about, and great to see the diversity, and it's a start at least, and I think it means a lot to a lot of people. So
it does mean a lot, and it is a good start. And I hope that every year moving forward we see announcements that look more like this and less like they've looked in the past, and I think that's something to strive for. So I think this is a good thing. This was great news to wake up to and see this morning. I was happy.
Yeah, it was really, really good. Well, there we go. Let us know your thoughts about everything we talked about.
Ooh, if you hung on. This was supposed to be a brief little chat.
How about this I will know if you really listen to the episode. If you really listen to the episode, put a comment on Twitter or in the comments, put hashtag Dory and Rachel are silly. Hashtag. Okay, and then we'll know that you really did listen to it all.
Then we'll know that you made it to the end, and that you really heard us cackling for an hour together.
Hashtag Dory and Rachel are silly. I know that's kind of long, but nevertheless, we'll know if you listened.
It's also honest.
It's
also what we like to call the truth.
The truth. All right. So Dory, where can people find your podcast?
You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts, All the Feels podcast. We are All the Feels Pod on Twitter, on Facebook, and we are here for all of your Hallmark viewing needs.
That's right. And make sure you guys are following them. They're super fun.
Thank you.
Yes. And you can find me at Rachel's Reviews all over social media, iTunes, YouTube, and on Rotten Tomatoes. And I had an article review published on Backseat Directors today.
Awesome.
So if you're looking for some movie reviews, some suggestions, that's another site that I write for that you can find out more about. And so very good. And make sure you're following the podcast to Hallmarkies Pod and Hallmarkies Podcast, all over social media, iTunes, YouTube. And if you're listening on iTunes, please leave us your ratings and reviews. And if you are listening on YouTube and watching on YouTube, our crazy shenanigans, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments. We really, 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 really appreciate it. And if you're interested to become a patron of the podcast, we are doing our patron watch tomorrow on Friday. We're going to be watching at 7 Central with Julie Sherman Wolfe, her
That's
movie
right.
she wrote, The Christmas Club. And it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get all the inside scoop from Julie. And so any patron can come. It's only $2 a month to sponsor. So we really appreciate that. We also have our merch store, which has all kinds of festive and Hallmark inspired merch. So please check that out as well as our Hallmarkies for Diversity shirts that we'd love you to check out. So thanks again, Dory. This was really fun. And we'll talk to you all later.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.